Chifonio, said my father, not looking up from his enormous newspaper, which he held in his outstretched arms. The backs of his hands were covered in black hair. In fact, all of my father was covered in black hair. It burst out of his shirt collar and the tops of his socks, like those chimpanzees they used to dress up for tea adverts. My mother stepped past him. Her blonde bob shimmered with Elnet hairspray. She looked like my Barbie doll, which I never played with. She took my hand, and I could feel her brittle fingernails against my skin. In my palm, I felt the imprint of some softer hand. A long time ago, in some other place, with some other feeling. And here came the saudade longing, strong enough to break me in two. Our hands fell apart as we walked, like they always did. In the playground, you couldn't move for Mother's legs, tan-stockinged, bare and stubbly, fat as hams, or covered by enormous bell-bottom jeans. Above me, the mothers gesticulated and shrieked. One tiny girl was completely enveloped in her mother's lion mane of hair, sobbing. Her mother was saying, "I love you, darling," over and over again, as if one of them was about to be taken off to be shot. The girl's grey socks and polished brown shoes were spattered by tears. One girl was making her baby sisters laugh by pulling funny faces and crossing her eyes. She was laughing her head off. So was her mother. I loved this girl immediately. I felt a kind of fizzing, sparking feeling inside me right there in the playground as I wondered what it would be like to be her. To be happy. I moved a little closer to her. I wondered what it would be like to laugh and laugh and laugh. I loved her dark curly hair. I loved the way one of her socks had fallen down to her ankle. The girl stopped making funny faces and turned around. "I'm called Bridget Bloom," she said. "Shall we go in together?" I followed Bridget into the classroom anxiously. There was a balloon for each of us, cut out of coloured card, blue-tacked to the wall high up underneath the Victorian cornicing. Eva Martinez Green, it said on my lime green balloon. 31st of January, 1975, written underneath my name. My birthday. Always a strange, nervy day. My mother's eyes darting about worse than ever, my father over-cheerful, and all of us nauseous with sugar icing. I could read by the time I arrived at St. Hilda's, Spanish and English. My father had started me off, and I'd kept going. There was nothing else to do. I had no brothers or sisters in my house to distract me. I asked my mother and father daily for a kitten, and daily they said no. I was a bit disappointed that our teacher, Miss Feast, had chosen lime green for my cardboard birthday balloon. I don't think lime green is anyone's favourite colour, and it felt like a slight against me. Miss Feast paused, opened a thin black hardback book and broke the silence with unfamiliar names, which would turn into girls. Girls we would love and hate for 7 years, who would run like ghosts through our memories. "Lily Betts?" "Yes, Miss Feast." With a little sob, she was still convulsing from the separation from her mother, like a newly dead fish. "Bridget Bloom?" "Yes, Miss Feast." The happy girl from the playground, gorgeous as anything, all blue eyes, smiles and hope. I smiled at her. She smiled back. Bridget Bloom liked me. My mother didn't exactly seem to dislike me, but she skirted around me as one might an unpredictable horse. My father quite liked me, and when he was home he hung me upside down from my ankles, as some men do, or else he read me storybooks, which I preferred. Onwards we went through the alphabet. "Eva Martinez Green?" "Yes, Miss Feast, and also—" I started, in a very quiet voice because there were eyes everywhere looking at me. Miss Feast raised a dark eyebrow. I stammered. "I hope you don't mind me saying, Miss Feast."